Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय गुरु प्रभुपाद
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Jai Shri
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Vinay, Kundan, Dhananjay,
Hare Krishna, sir.
Mrityunjay, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, sir.
Let us sing a song today.
Hare
Hare Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo More Shri
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo More Shri
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo
Tomavinya ke doyalo jagata samsare
तुम बिन दयालु जगत संसारी
पतित पावना हेतु तव अवतारा पतित
पतित
पावन
पावन हेतु तव
तव
अवतारा
मुषमापतिता प्रभो न पाइबे आरा पतिता
मुषमपतिता
प्रभो न पाइबे आरा आहा प्रभु नित्यानंद प्रेमानंद सुखी आहा प्रभु
प्रभु
नित्यानंद
नित्यानन्दा
प्रेमानंद
प्रेमानन्दसुखी
सुखी कृपावलोकना करो আমি বড় দুঃখী কৃপাবলোকনা করো আমি বড় দুঃখী दया करो सीतापति अद्वैत गोसाई दया
दया
करो
करो
सीतापति
सीतापति अद्वैत
अद्वैत गोसाई
गोसाई
तव कृपावलेपाय चैतन्यनिताय तव कृपावलेपाय चैतन्यनिताय गौरप्रेममयतनु पंडित गदाधर
Mahatanu Pundit
श्रीनिवास हरि दास दयार सागर
Srinivasa Hari
दयार
Dasagara
सहस्रो सनातन रूप रघुनाथ रूप रघुनाथ घट युग श्री जीव प्रभु लोकनाथ भट युग श्री प्रभु लोकनाथ दया करो सिया प्रभु श्रीनिवास दया प्रभु श्रीनिवास रामचंद्र संगमगे नरोत्तम दास रामचंद्र श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरे
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
दया करो मोरे तुम बिना के दयालो जगत संसारे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे हरे
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण हरे
Krishna
हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare Rama Hare
राम
Rama
राम हरे
Rama
हरे
Hare
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya
Jaya
Gauranitai,
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 Jaya
Gauranitai, Jaya
Gauranitai,
Gauranitai.
Jaya Jagatnata, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Sudarshan, Jaya
Jaya
Jagannath,
Jagannatha,
Baladeva, Jaya Mahibhadra, Jaya
Jaya
Sudarshan,
Sudarshan,
Jaya Gopala, Jaya Nandalala, Gopala, Jaya Nandalala, Jaya
Jaya
Gopala, Jaya Nandalala, Gopala, Jaya
Gopala
Nandalala, Jaya
Gopala
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya
Jaya
Prabhupada,
Prabhupada,
Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya
Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada.
जय श्री श्री योग धर्म परिवार संकेतन यज्ञ की जय
Jaya.
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
Narayanam
Namaskrityam
Namaskrityam
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
Naram
Nalam
Chaiva
Chaiva
Narottamam
Narottamam
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
Devim
Devim
Saraswatim
Saraswatim
Vyasam
Vyasam
ततो जयामुदीरयेत्
Tato
Tato
Jayamudire
Jayamudiraye
नस्तप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
Nashtaprayesu
Nashtaprayesu
Avadreshu
Avadreshu
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
Nityam
Nityam
Bhagavata
Bhagavata
Sevaya
Sevaya
भागवते उत्तमश्लोके
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Uttamaśloke
Uttamaśloke
भक्तिर्भवते नैष्टिके
Bhakti
Bhakti
Bhavati
Bhavati
Nastike
Nastiki
नमः विष्णुपादाय
Vishnupadaya
कृष्णपृष्ठाय
Krishna
भूतले
Prishthaya Bhutale
श्रीमते
Srimate
भक्तिवेदान्त
Bhakti
स्वामिनि
Vedanta
नामिने
Swami Namine
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे
Saraswati Devi
गौरवाणी
Gauravani
प्रचारिणे
Pracharine
निर्विशेष
Nirvishesha
शून्यवादी
Shunyavadi
पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे
Paschatya
वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha
सिन्धुभ्य
kripa
एव च
sindhubhya cha
पतितानां
patitanam
पावनेभ्यो
pavanebhyo
वैष्णवेभ्यो
vaishnavebhyo
जय श्री
Jai
कृष्ण
Krishna
चैतन्य
Chaitanya
प्रभु
Prabhu
नित्यानंद
Nityananda
Shri
Advaita Gadadhara
Gadadhara
Srivasadi
Srivasadi
Gaura
Gaura
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 10, The Deliverance of Yamala Arjuna Tree, text number 6.
Chapter sir.
Chapter 10,
Chapter 2.
text number 6. तं दृष्ट्वा व्रीडिता देव्यो
दृष्ट्वा पीडितादेभ्यो
विवस्त्रः शापसङ्कितः
शापशङ्किताः
वासांसि पर्यधो शीघ्रम्
वाशांसि पर्यदो शीघ्रम्
विवस्त्रो नैव गुह्यकौ
विवस्त्रौ नैव गुह्यकौ.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravindra Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Upon seeing Narada, the naked young girls of the demigods were very much ashamed. Afraid of being cursed, they covered their bodies with their garments. But the two sons of Kubera did not do so. Instead, not caring about Narada, they remained naked. Hare Krishna. Vinit.
Hare Krishna Satro Drishtva Madiramatto
Tau druष्ट्वा मदिरामत्तो
Srimadandho Suratmajo
श्रीमदान्धो सुरात्मजो
तयोरनुग्रहार्थया
तयोरनुग्रहार्थाय
शापं दास्यन्नितं जगौ
शापं दास्यन्निदं जगो.
Translation. Seeing the two sons of the demigods naked and intoxicated by opulence and false prestige, Devarshi Narada, in order to show them a special mercy, desired to give them a special curse. Thus he spoke as follows. Purport. Although in the beginning Narad Muni appeared very angry and cursed them, at the end the two demigods Nala Kubera and Manigreva were able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna face to face. Thus the curse was ultimately auspicious and brilliant. One has to judge what kind of curse Narad placed upon them. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura gives here in a good example. When a father finds his child deeply asleep, but the child has to take some medicine to cure some disease, the father pinches the child so that child will get up and take the medicine. In a similar way, Narad Muni caused Nala Kubera and Mani Griva in order to cure their disease of material blindness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Kundan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna sir. Sri Naradvacha
Srinarada Vacha
Mahamnyo Justo Josyan
Nahanyodustato
Nahanyo Jusatau
Dushyan
Jusya
बुद्धि भर्मशो रजो गुण
बुद्धिभ्रंशो रजो गुणः
श्रीमदात् अभिजात्यादि
श्रीमदाभिजात्यादि
यत्र स्त्रीद्युतमाम् आसभ
यत्र
यत्र
स्त्रीद्वितम्
स्त्रीयुक्तम्
आशवः
Translation. Narada Muni said, among all the attraction of material enjoyment, the attraction of riches bewilders one's intelligence more than having beautiful worldly features. Taking birth in an aristocratic family and being learned when one is uneducated but falsely puffed up by wealth, the result is that one engages his wealth in enjoying wine, women, and gambling. Purport. Among the three modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, people are certainly conducted by the lower qualities, namely passion and ignorance, and especially by passion. Conducted by the mode of passion, one becomes more and more involved in material existence. Therefore, human life is meant for subduing the modes of passion and ignorance and advancing in the mode of goodness. तदा रजस्तमो भवाव कामलोभादयश्च ये चेतायतेरनाभिधाम् स्थितं स्तभे प्रसीदति. Bhagavad Gita 1.2.19. This is culture one must subdue the mode of passion and ignorance. In the mode of passion, when one is falsely proud of wealth, one engages his wealth only for three things, namely wine, women, and gambling. We can actually see, especially in this age, that those who have unnecessary riches simply try to enjoy these three things. In Western civilization, these three things are very prominent because of an unnecessary increase of wealth. Narad Muni considered all this in the case of Manigriva and Nal Kuvera because he found in them so much pride in the wealth of their father Kuvera. Hare
हरे
Krishna sir.
कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण धनंजय
हरे कृष्ण सर हन्यन्ते पशवो यत्र
अन्यन्ते पशवो यत्र
निर्दयोरजितत्मभिः
निर्दयैरजितात्मभिः
मन्यमानैरिमं देहम्
मन्यमानैरिमं देहम्
अजरामृत्यु नश्वरम्
अजरामृत्यो नश्वरम्
Translation. Unable to control their senses, rascals who are falsely proud of their riches or their birth in aristocratic families are so cruel that to maintain their perishable bodies, which they think will never grow old or die, they kill poor animals without mercy. Sometimes they kill animals merely to enjoy an excursion. Purport. When the notes of passion and ignorance increase in human society, giving rise to unnecessary economic development, the result is that people become involved with wine, women, and gambling. Then, being mad, they maintain big slaughterhouses or occasionally go on pleasure excursions to kill animals. Forgetting that, however, one may try to maintain the body is subject to birth, death, old age, and disease. Such foolish rascals engage in sinful activities one after another. Being duskritis, they completely forget the existence of the supreme controller controller who is sitting within the core of everyone's heart. Ishara Sarvabhutanam Hidadeshe Arjuna Tistati. That supreme controller is observing every beat of one's activity, and he rewards or punishes everyone by giving one a suitable body made by material nature. Brahmayan sarvabhutani yantrayudhani mayayam. In this way, sinful persons automatically receive punishment in different types of bodies. The root cause of this punishment is that when one unnecessarily accumulates wealth, one becomes more and more degraded, not knowing that his wealth will be finished with his next birth. No sadhumanyato atmano yam ashannopi kleshada ashodehaham. Bhagavatam 5.5.4. Animal killing is prohibited. Every living being, of course, has to eat something. Jiva jivasya jivanam. But one should be taught what kind of food one should take. Therefore, the Upanishad instructs tena taktena bhunjitaham. One should eat whatever is allotted for human beings. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 9.26. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhakta prayachati tattu aham bhakto upagritam ashanmi prayatatmanaham. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, fruit, or water, I will accept it. A devotee therefore does not eat anything that would require slaughterhouses for poor animals. Rather, devotee take prasada of Krishna. Teno takteno bhunjitaha. Krishna recommends that one give him patram pushpam phalam toyam, a leaf, a flower, fruit, or water. Animal food is never recommended for human beings. Instead, a human being is recommended to take prasada, remnants of food left by Krishna. Yagga sista sneha santo muchante sarva kilbishavi. Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita 3.13. If one practices eating prasada, even if there is some little sinful activity involved, one becomes free from the results of sinful acts. Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mrityunjay.
Hare Krishna, sir. देवसङ्गीतमप्यन्ते
देव संगीतम् अप्यन्ते
कृमे विद्भस्मा समज्ञितम्
प्रेमे बिभस्मसंहितम्
भूतधृक्तत्कृते स्वार्थम्
भूतधृक्तत्कृते स्वार्थम्
किं वेद निरयो यतः
किं वेद निरयो यतः.
Translation: while living, one may be proud of one's body, thinking oneself a very big man, minister, president, or even demigod. But whatever one may be, after death, this body will turn either into worms, into stool, or into ashes. If one kills poor animals to satisfy the temporary whims of this body, one does not know that he will suffer in his next birth, or such a sinful miscreant must go to hell and suffer the results of his actions. Purport: in this verse, the three words krimi with bhasma are significant. After death, the body may become krimi, which means worms, or if the body is disposed of without cremation, It may be eaten by worms, or else it may be eaten by animals like hawks and vultures and be turned into a stew. Those who are more civilized burn the dead body and thus it becomes ashes, bhasma samagyatam. Yet, although the body will be turned into worms, stool, or ashes, foolish persons, just to maintain it, commit many sinful activities. This is certainly regrettable. The human form of body is actually meant for jivasya tattva jignasa, jivasya tattva jignasa, enlightenment in knowledge of spiritual values. Therefore, one must seek shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Tasmad Gurum Prapadyeta. One must approach a guru. Who is a guru? Sabde Pare Cha Nishnatam. Sabde Pare Cha Nishnatam. Bhagavad Gita 11.3.21. A guru is one who has full transcendental knowledge. Unless one approaches a spiritual master, one remains in ignorance. Acharyam Purusho Veda. Acharyavan Purusho Veda. Chandogya Upanishad 6.14.2. One has full knowledge about life when one is Acharyavan, controlled by the Acharya. But when one is conducted by Rajoguna and Tamoguna, one does not care about anything. Instead, one acts like an ordinary foolish animal, risking his life, Mrityu Samsara Vartamani, and therefore continuing to go through suffering after suffering. No te viduh swartha gatim hi Vishnu. Bhagavad 7.5.31. Such a foolish person does not know how to elevate himself in this body. Instead, indulges in sinful activities and goes deeper and deeper in this life. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So let us discuss a little bit. Hare Krishna. So very beautifully Sukadev Goswami, Srila Sukadev Goswami is explaining to Parikshit Maharaj how these two brothers, Nalakubera and Manigriva, they were cursed by Narada Muni and they became two Yamala Arjuna tree. And yesterday we have discussed even the curse of a devotee, curse of a Vaishnava. It is actually not curse, it becomes actually the greatest benefit for the person who is being cursed. So these two brothers, along with the young girls, they were inside the Mandakini. And when all of them, they saw Narada Muni, these young girls, they become ashamed. And they covered their body out of fear because they knew very well that Narada Muni may curse. So they immediately left that place by covering their body. But these two boys, out of their false prestige and the bodily platform, because they were the sons of Kubera, and they are greatly opulent, and also they were intoxicated by wine, Varuni. So therefore they have no conscience. One is they are proud and other is they became so ignorant they even forget to respect Narada Muni. They remain naked before Narada Muni. So therefore Narada Muni wanted that. Narada Muni became very compassionate because it is the duty of a Vaishnava. It is actually, and the Vaishnavas always become compassionate to the fallen souls. Always compassionate. Somehow or other, They want to save these fallen souls, the conditioned souls. And that is what Narada Muni also became very compassionate. And instead of instructing these two boys on transcendental knowledge, he cursed them. Because, I told yesterday also, because the moment, the time was not so conducive to instruct them on transcendental knowledge, because they are not in a position to receive that knowledge. So in other way, Narada Muni chastised them and cursed them. So what Narada Muni is thinking, or what Narada Muni is speaking here, that is quoted by Srila Sukadeva Goswami here. Narada Muni then started speaking to these two brothers, that both of you became so proud of your bodily platform, and this body has no value at all. This body is temporary. That is what Narada Muni is explaining. To maintain this body, people do a lot of sinful activity in their life, forgetting that this body is actually, it becomes, as one day it becomes tool, one day it becomes birds, chicken, they're being killed in slaughterhouse. A cow is like our mother. She is giving milk to us. We drink every day cow's milk. Even we don't hesitate to kill. We open more and more slaughterhouses to kill the cows. So what kind of benediction we'll get? Completely rascaldom. That is what Prabhupada is explaining very clearly. So much sinful activity we do to maintain this body, just to maintain this body. Not maintain, just to for our enjoyment. Maintaining body is a different aspect. Therefore, as per the Shastric injunction, these four regulative principles are very, very important for us. And if we are not following these four regulative principles as given in Shastra, then gradually when we'll have opulence, we'll misuse. We'll engage our opulence for women, for women, liquor, and gambling, like we are seeing here. These two brothers. They are so elevated personalities. Nalakuber and Maningri. So elevated personalities. They are demigods. And what to speak of ordinary human being? A human being, little bit, he becomes opulent. As soon as he becomes opulent, he immediately he tries to spend on women, liquor, bringing this, and we have seen the recent cases, right? The son of one Bollywood actor, he was caught in drugs, rape party, na? Dangerous position. And that is actually, and we encourage nowadays our children to do this. This is life. Enjoy it. This is what, when we'll away from God consciousness, Krishna consciousness, our life will be like hell. It will remain hell always. Even if we have money, it doesn't matter. We cannot eat money, right? We cannot drink money. We have to at least drink water every time. We have to breathe air. We have to take food. We have seen the conditions in a few countries. They have money, but they don't have food to eat. So that is what, unless we become Krishna conscious, very, very difficult. Very difficult. Uh, that is what Prabhupada is explaining very clearly. That we need to follow these four regulative principles and we need to go ahead with our the path of Krishna consciousness all the time. Uh, let us become Krishna conscious. Let us make others Krishna conscious. That should be agenda. That should be the agenda because uh, by this way only we can actually achieve our real goal. That is what Prabhupada is explaining. Very, very important is that uh, in order to be free from this false prestige of our position, bodily concept of life, uh, we need to associate with devotees, serve devotees, and also hear from the devotees and uh, and practice Krishna consciousness in our life, following regulative principles. The four regulative principles Prabhupada gave us from Shastras. It is the gist from the Shastra. No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex. These four principles are very, very important for our life. When we chant regularly this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, gradually all these bad habits will go out from our heart. So gradually we will be free from all sinful activities and sinful tendencies. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.